welcome back to my channel. So starting out with a fresh face, the first thing I'm going to do is take a black eyeliner from Essence. Any coal black eyeliner will do, and I'm going to start tracing out the design. So this skull is kind of in the shape of a heart, if you guys didn't notice. So you want to draw the top of the heart shape, then you just want to go ahead and draw the little stretched out lines. I don't really know how to explain them, but you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Then I'm going to be taking a glue stick and running this through my eyebrows. Now I don't have the brand Elmer's in Australia, so I just use this one. Any non-toxic glue stick will do. I always get questions about that. Then you just want to go in with a spoolie and also brush your hairs up or down, whichever you prefer. Make them look a little bit crazy just so they're really spread out and they're not heaps visible. Then you want to go in with that same black eyeliner again, and we're going to start tracing on the features now. So when drawing the eye socket areas, you really want to draw that over your brows, so then they'll be covered by the darker paint and they won't exactly be really visible. Then I'm going to go on and trace the nose as well. After the nose, I'm moving on to the cheekbones, and this is always the hardest thing for me to get even. I don't know why I really struggle with it. So you just want to trace out the cheekbone area of the skull, and it really shapes the whole face of the skull, so you want to take your time with this part. Then I just roughly mapped out where I was going to put the teeth as well. Next, I'm going to be taking the Snazaroo Clown White body paint, and I'm going to be using that on the Made You Look foundation brush, and I'm just going to be filling in that whole skull area that doesn't include the eye sockets and the nose. And you really want to paint about 2 layers of this just to make sure it's a really intense white. I'm also going to paint the little stretch marks on the top of the love heart area. I did this afterwards just because I wanted it to be really uneven and really wonky looking. Then I'm going to go in with my Montmartre black body paint and the Made You Look fine tipped detailing brush, and I'm just going to start outlining all of the features. So I'm starting out with the eye socket areas, and then I kind of went on to the border of the face. You really want the stretched areas to be really sharp and really pointy at the tips, because we're going to be applying safety pins there later. You really want to look like it's being stretched over the face and pinched. It's kind of a really gory, really crazy idea, I suppose you could say, but I really think that it's really awesome, really effective, and it's not hard at all. So after I've done that, I'm going to start mapping out the teeth. I'm only drawing these straight lines for now, and I'm just going to let that dry before I go anywhere else with the teeth. Taking that same black paint and now the large eyeshadow brush from Made You Look, I'm going to start filling in those cheekbone areas, and you really want to make these defined because, as I said, it really does shape the whole face of the skull. So switching it up to the fine detailed brush, I'm now going in on the teeth. I wanted them to look really cartoony and really comic-like, so I didn't spend a whole lot of detail with them. What I did was I rounded off the inside of the teeth near my lips, then I just kind of pulled them up into a shape where it looks like the roots of the teeth are joining into the skull, so it kind of looks nice and gory and creepy. And yeah, I've just pretty much did that for every single tooth. Next, I'm going to be taking a black eyeliner from Maybelline, and I'm just going to really heavily line my top and bottom waterline. You can do this as messy as you want because we're going to be painting our eye sockets next. So yeah, just really get that in your lashes to make sure that they're really dark and you can't see any skin peeking through, I suppose. Then going in with that same paint and the large eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to fill in the eye socket areas. So if you guys didn't really notice, my lids kind of started to crease throughout the end of the tutorial, so I would recommend after this paint dries setting it with a black eyeshadow. Going on to the nose now, I'm taking that fine tipped brush. I'm just going to give it a really cracked appearance at the top, and then I'm just going to round it off like I usually would and fill it in. Now I'm going to go in and start painting myself on some brows, or my brow bone, and I'm also going to just create little flicks and little lines all over the face to give it a really nice texture. If you guys watch a lot of my skull videos, you'll know that I really love smoky skulls, so I'm just going to apply a really light hand and just put some textured lines throughout the whole entire skull just to keep it a little bit interesting so it's not all block white or just all shadow. Next, I'm going to take a matte black eyeshadow and a eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to start diffusing all of the edges to make it really smoky and really charcoal looking. So I'm starting out with my eye sockets, and I'm just going to go around the border of those and smudge them out and make them look nice and smoky. Then I'm just going to repeat the same step all over my face, so smoking out the nose, and then after I finish with the nose, I'm going to heavily contour the sides of my cheekbones. So underneath it, I'm going to have it darkest, right where it meets the black paint. Then I'm just going to blend that out to create a soft gradient. To really give this a lot of texture, I'm just going to start running through the face and creating little lines and little dimples with the eyeshadow. Then I'm just going to go back to that brush and give a few more streaks with the paint as well, just to really change up the texture of the skull. After that, I'm going in with that shadow again in between each tooth, and I'm just going to be blending that out to make a soft gradient, as I said previously. With the shadow that's left over on my brush, I'm just going to lightly tap that on each tooth because I don't want them to be really pearly white. After I've done that, I'm going in with that same fine tipped brush and really stretching out those roots of the teeth just to give it a little bit more of a creepier look. So going in with that black shadow again, it's time to get really messy and really smoky. You just want to really roughly buff this in all around the edges of the face and then just tap it out with your fingers. I really feel like with this look, the messier the better, so just go ahead and just be crazy and messy with this. I don't really have any other instructions to give you guys. That clown white paint again, we're now going to start highlighting the skull. Because you've done so much contouring, you just want to go ahead and apply this in any areas that you think are a little bit too dark. And of course I'm going to put a little bit in the center of each tooth as well, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Even though this tutorial is really messy, we do kind of want it to be a little bit structured in the contouring and highlighting department. I'm just going to run a little bit of that down the center of my nose as well, and then I'm just going to tap that over with a black just to knock away some of the highlighting. Then taking a matte red eyeshadow on an angled brush, I'm just going to be applying this around each of the little points of the skull. This is going to create a really intense, really sore, irritated skin, and it's kind of like a ripple of irritated skin, if you guys know what I'm saying. So you just want to go ahead and do that around each point of the skull. Then I'm going to be taking my trusty liquid latex and a whole bunch of safety pins, and I'm going to go around the border of my face, each little point of the skull, and I'm going to apply just the littlest dab of liquid latex. And of course you want to be really careful of your hair as well, so pull that back. Then you just want to lightly apply the safety pins in different directions, spin them around, open some up, do what you like with this part, and you kind of want to just let them sit for a few seconds so they don't fall off. Then when it's good to go, you want to apply another little layer of latex over the top. Leave this to dry for 10 to 15 minutes, or just really quickly just set it with a hairdryer, which is what I do. Then I'm going to go in with a blood gel from Nyes. This is the Fresh Scab, and I'm going to really thickly apply this over the top and around the border of the skull. This is going to hide the fact that we didn't even try to create fake skin. We literally just stuck them on with latex, but it's definitely going to hide that and make it look a lot more realistic. So you just want to apply really big chunks wherever you feel it's necessary. Going in with Nyes fake blood, and any blood that you guys have will do. They all do the same thing. I'm taking a makeup sponge and ripping that up into pieces to give it a really textured feel. Then you just want to go ahead and stipple that blood to your liking. You can add a lot or you can add a little, all over the bloody areas with the pins. Taking the same matte black eyeshadow that we used previously on any type of brush that you have, you want to just start to carve out your collarbone and your neck area. This is the easiest, most laziest way to complete this look. Then you don't have to apply any effort into painting your body. I like to do this because it's so fast and it's so effective. It really gives you that really scary skeleton look, and you totally don't have to do anything hard. So this is the completed look without any contacts. I find that it's still really scary because you have your human eyes, and I don't know, that just gives it a creepiness I can't explain. If you guys are like me and you love contacts, you can go ahead and pop in any contacts that you have. These are my wide up contacts, and I'm pretty sure I got them from camoeyes.com, so I will leave a link down below for all of you who love contacts. And after you've popped them in, that's pretty much the completed look. I hope you guys all really enjoyed this tutorial. It's so fun and so gory and surprisingly easy. So if you recreate any of my stuff, please tag me on Instagram. I would just absolutely love to see it. It makes my day when you guys recreate my work. If you guys are into skulls, I have a whole bunch of other skull tutorials on my channel. They always seem to be the ones that get recreated the most because you literally don't even have to use paint. You can just use eyeliner to complete these looks. If you'd like to go ahead and check out my other skull tutorials, please subscribe to my channel and leave any suggestions in the comments below. I am always on to those. I will have a Harley Quinn look coming up soon, so be ready for that, guys. And again, I thank you all so much for watching. Please stay safe and don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys, love you.